Chase has seen American Express's success with the coupon book mentality, and they decided to implement it themselves. Today, we're talking about the new United cards. The question is, are they pointless? My name is Sean, and I'm here with my co host.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherwin. Today on the Credit Card BS podcast, are the new United cards trash or are they better because you can now justify the annual fees? We're going to dive deep into that. So, obviously, Amex has been doing this coupon book for a while now. It's been successful because they've been able to raise annual fees, but also sort of make the marketing pitch of all of these credits. But how much is too much, right? So let's talk about these United cards. I feel like they were already kind of hard to justify to begin with because they're mostly not keeper cards. Maybe the $250 card, sort of a keeper card, but beyond that, I think there is no really good tangible recurring benefit for most of these. But now I feel like it's even more difficult to use because of all of these credits. But there's the flip side of the question is, do they arguably make them more like keeper cards because you can justify the fees with these credits? So let's just dive in directly. So the first interesting change is with the United Gateway card. So this is remaining at a $0 annual fee. But I feel like one of the only reasons people got this card was because it gave you additional award availability, right? So as you know, if you have any United card, you get better access to award availability on United associated with your account. And people got this annual fee card because it was one of them that was eligible. But now, to be eligible for the cardholder award pricing, you need to spend $10,000 in a calendar year, which to me is like WTF. If I'm going to do that, I might as well just pick up one of the annual fee cards.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of insane that they're restricting the award pricing for cardholders. It's like, why get this card anymore? And, the other thing on this card is you have to spend $10,000. You earn 2 check bag certificates. Who's spending $10,000 on a no annual fee card just to get 2 check bag certificates? I'm sorry, if you do that, you should just get the annual fee card because that's ridiculous. Like, that there's no reason. Like, maybe the only people I could see this targeting is like, I have one card because I never, check anything. I spent $10,000 and I take one trip a year and it's on United or something. But even then, it's like you're still losing money. This is just
No,
targeting
it's
people that don't
absolutely
know anybody.
ridiculous because if I'm spending $10,000 on this card, I'm only going to earn 10,000 United miles because it's 1x multiplier. Whereas put on any other 2x card, I'm earning 20,000 points. So already there's an opportunity cost of $100, right? So at that $100, I might as well put that toward an annual fee on one of the other cards. So conclusion, trash. Moving on. Okay, United Explorer card is moving from a $95 to a $150 annual fee. Sort of similar to what Delta and Hilton had done with their $95 card, actually. So you get these interesting perks: $100 United Travel Bank credit after spending $10,000 on a card in calendar year, 10,000 mile award discount for a future ticket after spending $20,000 on the card calendar year, and then your PQP rates are changing. Not going to go into that. So, Sean, are you going to spend $10,000 card to get these $100 United Travel Bank credit and 1,000 mile award discounts?
No, that's it. Just no.
Okay, great. Moving on. So we're going to come back to all of the coupon books in a bit, but we're just going to go over the non-coupon book sort of things first. So United Quest card is going from $250 to $350 annual fee. This one is, I think, a little more helpful because just by keeping the card each anniversary year, you get a $200 United Travel Bank credit and a 10,000 mile award discount for future ticket. You don't need to do spend each year to get that. This one I think is more reasonable. I think it sort of, those perks alone sort of make it like pretty close to being a keeper card. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better. I think, it's fine. There's, it's still like, I don't know. It's still not in the realm of like full keeper card. It's like situational keeper card.
Yeah, and keep in mind the United Travel Bank credit, I'm not 100% sure, but don't assume that it has the same like 5-year expiration as like when you load it up, because they definitely have ways to make the expiration shorter if you're earning through other means.
Yes.
And then the United Club card, going from $525 to a $695 annual fee. So this is the card mostly people get to access the United Club lounges. The main addition is that if you spend $20,000, you get a 10,000 mile award discount, and then if you spend another $20,000, total $40,000, you get a second 10,000 mile worth discount. John, thoughts?
That's a lot of money for not that much of a
Great. Okay,
discount.
moving on. Moving on.
Yeah.
So we don't have much time because there are so many of these crazy credits, starting with renowned hotels and resorts. I think this is sort of like a Amex FHR like program where if you book through them, get daily breakfast for $200 property credit, room upgrade at check-in if available, early check-in, late checkout if available, that kind of stuff. Do note that these programs tend to have hotels that are on a higher end or higher range of price of things. So keep that in mind. Like if you're trying to use this, maybe more expensive than what you're used to spending in for hotels. So if you have the Quest card, which is the $350 annual fee card, you get $150 back per anniversary year. And then if you have a club card, which is the $695 card, you get $200 back per anniversary year. Sean, do you see yourself using this sort of thing?
I mean, yes, if because these credits are not monthly usage, for example, like I could see myself doing that. It's going to depend on the selection of hotels. And yeah, like I think there'll be times when it's like, okay, let's say I have 150 or $200 credit, hotels $200, $250, right? That's fine. I could use that.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is comparable to the Amex Platinum FHR credit, which I've tend to enjoyed. So I'm not too mad about this. But also, I wouldn't beat myself up if I wasn't able to use this by the end of the year too, because it's just so complicated, this card. Additionally, there is this new Avis budget rental car credits. This is very interesting. Instead of a statement credit, you get United Travel Bank credit as rebate for it. You need to book your rental via cars.united.com. Okay, so that's another limitation. And these credits are split for like twice a year. So, for example, the Explorer card gives you $50 United Travel Bank credit for this Avis budget rental, but you'd have to take two rentals because they'll only give you max $25 per rental if you book through cars.united.com and if you're okay to take a United Travel Bank credit rather than the statement credit for a grand total of $50 split up twice into $25. Okay. And then for the Quest card, you get $80 split up into two $40 per rental. And then for the club cards, it's $100 split up into two $50 per rental. Wow, Sean, thoughts?
I mean, like, okay, in theory, this isn't necessarily a useless credit because, okay, great, I'm going to book a rental anyways, right? Okay, sure, I get some United Travel Bank back. I think the thing that really annoys me is they have to book it through their special site. And then, because a lot of these credits start doing things like that, where now we're just adding unnecessary difficulty to the process. If it was a book an Avis rental, just pay for it with the card in any capacity, and you get the travel bank, that would not actually be that bad. It would still be like, I'm never going to use this. I'm not going to get a rental from it. Like, I rent a car like maybe once a year. Maybe. And
Yeah.
right, it's not like I'm just going to go with like, who do I have the best status with and who is the cheapest because then I'll get the best car. But maybe that'd be useful. But now I have to go to the stupid United site and right, I don't. Do you know anything about this site? Like, I don't know. Like, can I use the same corporate codes I already use? Is the
do they honor your
maybe the
car
pricing's
rental
different.
status? Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know what's worse, like the fact that you have to go to this United site, or the fact that you're not getting statement credit, you're getting travel bank credit, or the fact that they split it up into twice, so you have to do two rentals to get the full amount, which is so ridiculous when the original amount they're giving you is already so low. It's like 50, 80, or $100. So not worth the effort, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, next one, rideshare credits. This one might be more useful because I believe you just get a statement credit on any rideshare. But correct me if I'm wrong. But sadly, they are monthly. So Explorer is $5 per month. Quest card is $8 per month, $12 in December, and then Club card $12 per month, $18 in December. So I don't know. This reminds me of the Uber credit that Amex has, but this one I think is more flexible because you can use it with other rideshare apps. But monthly is hell annoying.
Yeah, I agree. I think these are definitely on like the more useful side because this is like a practical purchase that people make. I think the challenge, especially like on the lower cards, like $8 a month. Yes, sure, it's fine. I guess it just doesn't really appeal to like people as much that have like Amex cards that have these same credits because then it starts to get a bit annoying of like, oh, I have to charge it on these cards and that card. I think this is like one of the better credits though, for sure. A rideshare. I think it just kind of depends on like your situation of like Are you taking rideshare? Oh, the other thing I think would be interesting is like, given the way these credits sound, is that because it's like general rideshare, it sounds like you can use them internationally, which is something that really annoys me about the Amex Uber Cash credits, because
Mm,
I do not take Ubers much in the US, like ever. However, I do take them a lot internationally when I'm on a trip because a lot of countries support Uber, but I can't use my Uber credits internationally, and it drives me nuts.
yeah. And also, because we can't have nice things, you actually need to opt into these rideshare credits. Not only when you get the card, but every year on your anniversary, you have to like go to the site or whatever and opt in, or else you will not get the credits. So that is something they've added. So keep that in mind. If you're going to use these, make sure you go in and opt in so that you can get your $8 or $12 per month. Okay. Moving on, we have prepaid hotel rebates. So this is different from the renowned hotels and resorts credit we talked about earlier. So this is pertaining to United Hotels, which is their own travel portal of some sort. So if you have the Explorer card, which is the $150 United card, you'll get $100 credit for booking with United Hotels. But you have to break it up across 2 stays, of course, which means at most $50 back per stay. Thoughts?
I mean, the renowned hotels, that's actually useful because it's a portal where you're probably going to still earn like your status. You're still going to have status honored or in points, right? Because it's one of those premium portals. This is like one of the like the second tier portals where you're probably not going to get those things honored, or potentially not getting them honored. $50 per stay. I mean, like maybe if the price is the same, but I don't know. The renowned one, that's useful. This, not so much, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even really use that $50 Chase Sapphire Preferred hotel credit like from the portal. So like this is almost the same to me. But yeah, maybe some people might find it useful. Okay, we're not done. Of course, no partnership is complete without some random ass thing like Instacart. So you get for Explorer and Quest cards, you get 3 month Instacart Plus membership and then half price through December 31st, 2027 for Quest, or 25% off through December 31st, 2027 for Explorer card. And then Club card, you just get free Instacart Plus membership through December 31st, 2027. And then there are these fun little rebates. So Explorer, you get $10 rebate per month through December 2027. On Quest, you get one $10 rebate and one $5 rebate per month. And then on Club card, you get two $10 rebates per month. So you can't even use both of them in the same purchase. I think we're sensing a pattern here.
Yes. And I want to point something out. I think some of the comments in one of our other episodes talking about like really garbage coupon book cards, someone was saying like, oh, why don't we talk about how to optimize these cards the best instead of just whining and complaining about them? Well, my answer to you is that you can't. Like, it's not like I can't just give you some garbage credit and be like, if you just look at it from this perspective, it's actually really good. No, it's not good in any way. It just sucks. And so we're trying to point this out so that people don't get fallen into this trap of like, oh, wow, I could get like potentially like $100 of Instacart credit or whatever. And then you realize it's actually really hard to use. And I think what's interesting to point out, both on like the business failure side on Chase's end, and then like our perspective on this, is like, we're people that do this religiously, right? We just study this stuff like all day. We know all the niche details. We're willing to do a lot of like extra work to optimize. And if we aren't people that are going to use these credits, who is? And sure, yes, like there's the angle of, yes, Chase wants to just pad what they're saying and then not actually provide benefits. But I think that's actually a poor business decision, even by Chase's side. And here's why. I think the best credits make you spend more money than you otherwise would. That should be the goal of these credits, right? Chase and Instacart don't really gain anything if I get this card and never touch the Instacart perks. That's not what Instacart wants. That's not even what Chase wants, because they want me to feel like I'm getting value. What they want is me to go, oh my God, I need to go on Instacart this month because I have this credit. Let me spend more than I have to. But if the credit sucks so bad that I'm not even incentivized to do that, what is the perk to anyone? Right? Something like the Amex FHR credit for $200. That's actually like a perfect example of what I mean by like a good credit. Very few hotels, even that are priced at under $200, will end up being under $200 after all the fees and everything. So if I go spend $250 at a hotel to use that Amex credit, which most people with that FHR credit will do, I have spent more money. I have now like given my business to FHR in a bigger capacity because that credit was actually useful. This is so garbage that we're just willing to let these expire every month. Okay, my tangent is over there.
No, I think I completely agree. That's a really good point about kind of like what's the point of all of this. I mean, yeah, I think the Instacart thing is sort of useful if you're someone who does use Instacart anyway, and like, yeah, you can apply these rebates per month because you're making these orders anyway. But otherwise, if you're going out of your way to use this, you're probably not even going to save that much money, even with these rebates, because of all the extra fees that Instacart charges for delivery or for pickup, as well as like the goods tend to be more expensive on these apps than if you're just going to the store and buying them yourself. So don't value these at face value, I think is another big takeaway. Okay, let's kind of try to wrap up because there's 2 more credits to go. So there's Fairlock. I think this one's actually more interesting, but it's only on the business cards, which we haven't really been talking about today. Otherwise, this episode will be hours long. So if you're looking at buying a United flight, but you're not 100% sure, United has this Fairlock feature where you can pay a little extra fee and it'll lock in the current price for 3, 7, or 14 days, which means if it goes up in that period of time, you can still keep the original pricing, and it's like fully refundable or whatever. So depending on which business card you either get $25 or $50 per anniversary year. I actually feel like this is a more decent perk, to be honest. Like, I think this flexibility thing can be pretty useful.
I agree. Do you know the like rough pricing of these Fairlocks? Because I've seen them on United. I kind of forget the pricing, but I think 25 or 50 would be enough to be like a significant enough amount to purchase like an actual. Because I do like, there are times where it's like, oh, maybe you might see like a pretty good fare, but you're like, oh wait, I need to figure out with my family if they're going to be available or what the hotels are. And then it's like, I've had this where it's like, oh my God, this is like, there's one time I was like going to book a flight to Cabo, and like literally within the price of the flights like went up by like $200, and I was so pissed off. And like having something like that, I think, yes, it's not like I'm going to get this card because of the credit, but it is a credit I would see myself using at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think if I had one of the business cards, I might use it if it comes in handy. But like, this is a good one. Like, I think it's more original. It's not based on these crappy partnerships with minimal value. Like, this is stuff we want to see more on. Sadly, it's only on the business cards, not the personal cards. Okay, and then finally, JSX semi-private jet service. This is not a joke. Okay, JSX semi-private jet service credits. Explorer $100 per anniversary year. Quest $150. Club card $200 per anniversary year. This seems to me like they're trying to do an Equinox credit type of thing where it's valuable for the 1% of people who use this, probably even less with JSX. What do you think, Sean?
Okay, so I have some thoughts here. I think this is a much better example of a credit where it's like, this is something that would make me spend more money, because yes, JSX has limited service and all that, and like, yes, this is only going to be useful for people that like live near airports that JSX operates. But just go with me for a second. Assuming you live near one of those airports, I've always wanted to try JSX. I like the idea that I can show up like 20 minutes before, get on the plane, and not deal with the whole airport thing. This is something where if I had this card, like I would absolutely use this credit, and like I don't care like if I have to spend more money to do it, because like I would want to use this to try JSX. So on like a business perspective side, like for the people that like this applies to, this is actually like a really good credit in my opinion, that like you can get people to spend more money. I think it's cool because it's giving me something kind of fun. Like I've kind of wanted an excuse to try JSX. I wouldn't necessarily like offset this against the annual fee, but this is something that would like make me happy that I have the card, at least me personally. For the vast majority of people that do not live near JSX operated airports, totally different story.
I mean, is 100, 150, or $200 really enough to cover a JSX flight?
On some of the routes, yes. If you can get like a cheap flight, it can be like kind of the price of like domestic first. I think if you're doing something like to Vegas or to San Francisco, I think if you time it right, it would be I haven't checked the pricing in a while, but I think it would be enough of a discount to at least like make the flight comparable in price with like a standard economy ticket on like a mainline carrier.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like if I'm getting this card, I'm already under pressure to use up all these United Travel Bank credits. I don't know if that I need to use to go to Vegas or whatever. I don't know if I still have the bandwidth to try JSX with all these expiring United Travel Bank credits floating around. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I think we should wrap up here because there's been so much information here. Let's not further overwhelm our listeners. So, what are your thoughts? Are the new United cards pointless? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. If you enjoyed our banter today, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Greatly helps support us. And use one of the links down in the description below if you need to apply for a credit card. And then, Sean, why don't you plug our Discord?
So if you want to connect with an elite group of award travelers and credit card enthusiasts entirely for free, check out the Travel Link Discord group at the link in the description. You'll learn a ton, I promise you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.